a decent roster. Chefs 2 has a solid roster. I think there's a Slop team, Gamers Unite. Slop Snake Lumos is going to be a dangerous roster. So Chill. So a lot of these teams that these players are going to have to face up against later on. And a lot of cases, again, remember, folks, you take 2 losses, you are out of the Swiss stage. But we are now into game here. Me and Rune are the bans on Otten City for our 2 players.
I'm so sad because I saw there was someone in chat just like, please, I want to see someone play Rune, especially Lyarri. I want to see the Lyarri Rune forward. And unfortunately, not going to happen this time around. So we're going to go back towards what looks like pretty similar, at least from the August 12th side, pretty similar to what we were looking at last time around.
Yeah, and that's not exactly surprising, right? You figure if Mystic's going to be more comfortable in the midfield line, you'll probably see a little more of that. The real question in here is, will actually not seeing Juliet's on either side as this comes on through. You see the Ice Gates Dubu for YouAlreadyLose there on the backside. And Bell's going over to the Rasmus with Vaughn on the Luna. Saw him streaming a little bit earlier today, but hadn't pulled out this midfield Luna. But it's been rising in popularity a little bit here. We'll see if it's able to work, as now we'll take a look at the starter awakenings here in just a moment to see what comes. And it's going to be Heavy Impact Timeless Creator with only YouAlreadyLose taking that Timeless Creator.
Yeah, I mean, when you see the Timeless Creator being offered at the start, the Dubu being there makes a lot of sense that Tofu Fortress, or in this case Pumpkin Fortress, is going to be an insane defensive tool, as we see early on Vaughn and Bells just overwhelming the Megaverse goalie.
Yeah, and again, right, we were talking a little bit about it on the flip side, but now it's Megaverse's turn to play the Kai goalie, which has an incredibly strong power at a range, and when that core is out in front of you, but once that core gets right underneath you, it could spell disaster, and that'll be exactly what the forward duo for True Abusers is looking to do, especially with Vaughn playing this Luna. We'll be looking to dash right in, ride that rocket, and get that advantage by causing that element of surprise against Megaverse.
I might be in a little bit of the minority here, but I absolutely love playing Luna, just dashing around the map on your rocket. It's incredibly fun. Bell's under a lot of pressure. Immediately, a couple of core flips coming in, and Lyarri is all by themselves, and they were going to go ahead and join their teammates in the respawn room. A quick 2-0 for Trio Abusers.
Tell you what, Bell's almost had a cheek one there with Death's Grasp coming in and right into the energy burst. That one got saved away. But then the other thing that this forward duo is going to be able to do, Bells and Vaughn specifically, is rack up that damage. You're already seeing that come in, but now potential scoring opportunity here will get sent away. That goal barrier are going to fall first for the side of August 12th.
Yeah, Megaverse doing some nice defending there. Really masterful of the angles just to make sure that the core just barely missing that goal barrier over and over again. These goal barriers massive as well. Even with the haste that Kai has on deck, it's very difficult to keep the goal barrier alive for this long. Giving Lyarri and Mystic on these forwards a chance with a potential open goal. You just got to get past the Dubu goalie, but Bells and Vaughn are doing a fantastic job keeping up the aggression, keeping the core on their side of the field, and a nice somersault from Dubu is going to just barely stop the goal until Lyarri comes back in. A little bit of the fake out. Dubu was going towards the center of the goal. Lyarri goes back towards the top, and August 12th gets their first goal of the match.
Yeah, the theory here behind a lot of what we see with the Dubu is what's called the Ice Skates Dubu. This Dubu is going to want basically full speed, and it's exactly for those kinds of reasons, where you burn your somersault once, and then you don't have a lot of an ability to get back over to that core. It's why you see the Dubu often now opt for those sneakers rather than going for that, as that goalie ability, or goalie gear, does have that at their disposal. Lyarri, though, core flip, doesn't find the pendulum swing there, and now Megaverse able to save things while keeping his own energy burst alive as well. But pressure continues to mount there. Lyarri looking for Mystic as well, but no, that core flip will be used to send it on away. Still looking for the pass here. Lyarri now dribbling. Vaughn getting this thing on forward, and now Tofu Fortress out. That Timeless Creator Tofu Fortress allows YouAlreadyLose to move on to the top side of the map. We'll see just how much pressure that can amount to as now the other goal barrier falls.
Yeah, both goal barriers down. Lyarri has got to get something done with this aggression. Mystic uses the core flip, just barely gets saved by Vaughn as Megaverse is now going to move up. The core flip misses. Oh no! It gets right past Megaverse, but luckily bounces right off the bottom corner. And Lyarri, with a nice little dribble to themselves, is going to tie us up in set number 1.
Tell you what, great play from Vaughn to back on away as the midfielder, help out the goalie and cover all possible angles, especially like we were talking about, without this Dubu having full speed online. And as he continues to get harassed, the speed will be lost as long as he takes a lick of damage every once in a while. So having that midfielder drop back, play a little bit more defense will end up working, but only so much you can do in a lot of situations, especially once Erasmus finds a cheeky little pendulum swing to send the core back. And now Bells might be looking to do the exact same thing. There's the energy burst out, passes down to Vaughn. Megaverse will save, but it gets right back on over to Bells.
Yeah, nice KO onto Mystic, forces Megaverse and Lyarri in a not very enviable position of trying to take on a 2v3 recontest, as now we've got ourselves a little bit of a Chrono Boost infinite awakening here, so potentially we could be seeing the Kai try and enhance the haste, make you even faster. Definitely we're going to be wanting... well, Stacks and Stacks has been taken, so what is Dubu going to take here to try and get those ice skates going? It looks like you're going to be going Egoist.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Egoist, surprised actually that Egoist fell that far down in the draft overall. Chrono Boost, not actually anything that a lot of these characters want. Mystic will settle for it, of course, on the Drakkar, but instead of going for either of the 2 Sparks. But at the end of the day, right, a lot of what these folks want to do right now is rack up that damage. They're less worried about the speed, all except for that Dubu. So, you know, the Chrono Boost there and the movement ability is not going to be super impactful. But now we see this again, and there's the pressure that YouAlreadyLose is able to generate, keeping that core forward here, trying to keep this pressure up. And now a power play opportunity as the damage is racked up. Megaverse in pressure, and the log is going to find the goal.
Bells and Vaughn both doing a fantastic job of finding these opportunities, finding these KOs to pull people into the edge of the map, and then capitalizing off of these opportunities where they have a striker advantage. Really nicely done. Notably, Vaughn and Bells both at level 5. No one on the side of August 12th can say the same.
Oh my goodness, Bells expending nearly every ability there to continue dribbling to himself. And to use that energy burst to send the core right on back. Just fantastically played there. And again, the more times you can dribble to yourself, the less time the goalie knows when that core is actually going to go back. So the more you can cause that chaos, the better. But now, power play opportunity the other way as Megaverse is getting involved. But a nice Tufu Fortress stills things out, and YouAlreadyLose saves his goal barrier for now. We'll be looking for this one as well. His energy burst to save it again. The barrier is still up. And YouAlreadyLose showing why he's considered the best goalie in the game right now.
Yeah, YouAlreadyLose with a fantastic defensive effort here, and a nice little crater from Vaughn is going to put a lot of pressure on Lyarri. That goal barrier is finally going to fall. That being said, Vaughn and Bells doing a fantastic job of trying to smother the offensive options. Mystic and Lyarri have to be very careful. They're both incredibly low health, a lot of pressure, and if those cooldowns come back offline from Bells and Vaughn, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Lyarri trying to pull it right back. Now Mystic trying to stuff it back with a lock and load, but no, doesn't come through for now. Megaverse, strike shot down to the corner. That one gets sent away by the Tofu Fortress. Again, Timeless Creator. That means the bottom side of the map will be useless for the next few seconds. Lyarri staggered and will get sent off of the map instantly as Vaughn dashes in. Now looking for the pass on up to Bells, who has the speed boost from the power play opportunity, and now Vaughn waiting for a moment there. Mystic will use the energy burst to send it away. Sodi salute as those energy bursts are exchanged. Mystic trying to keep the pressure here, but now getting bullied away. But the core has found its way up to Lyarri in the top corner, playing ping pong with the Dubu. Mystic isn't in position to send it on back. The pressure still mounts here. Still saved by YouAlreadyLose. Now forward to Bells, who's trying to do the exact same thing to Megaverse, but there's the core flip out of Megaverse. Dubu will be just back there in time. But now Lyarri up to Mystic. That one will slip right by. Mystic credited with the goal. And August 12th keeps this set alive for them.
But you can see how much pressure is needed to put onto YouAlreadyLose for the opening to appear. Even the tiniest of openings, using the Tofu Fortress and then using the Somersault, just barely getting past YouAlreadyLose anyways. This goalie is doing a fantastic job of keeping the play alive for as long as possible. So just like in set 1, Kbot, we had a Trio Abusers get up to a quick 2-0 lead. August 12th trying to fight back into it, though.
Yeah, Bell's now on a 4 KO streak, not dying, and the focus is not the damage here for the Lyarri and Mystic crew. They're looking all for this core control. They're trying to keep it, but there's so much that's able to harass and poke this core out of their possession. Now Mystic, forced to play a little bit back, will not be able to save that goal barrier, as now Megaverse is going to come back in on the respawn. Bell's forward is going to go away, not following through with the core, and Lyarri pulled right on back. Now staggered at health. Megaverse going to be able to find the save for now. But now Energy Burst comes out. Bell's able to make it back in time and sends that empowered strike right to the goal. It's 2-0 for the Trio Abusers.
And Megaverse has been so good at using those ranged attacks to deflect the core, and this time around, it just does not quite happen. We do have Primetime on the field, the namesake of the tournament, and also a fantastic awakening for anyone. We'll see how far down that's going to fall. But Built Different immediately picked up by Vaughn, I think. Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Bells. That's Bells.
Built Different picked up by Bells here makes sense. It will be the prime time for the Drakkar of Mystic, who again we're talking about looking for more core control opportunities, has the ability to put out a little bit of extra damage there as well. But other thing that I'm looking for here is that fire up as well that was taken away. I'll be looking for a little bit of extra speed and perhaps some extra energy off this core flip. But again, it's just too much damage, and all the Trio Abusers are doing is racking all of this up. Mystic virtually taken out of the game now. Will be met with the pendulum swing. Megaverse able to save it with the barrage there just in the nick of time, nearly a pixel away from the goal barrier. But it's Mystic once again bullied backwards and isn't able to be the same forward threat and feed Lyarri the core that we saw in the last game.
And at this point in the game, you've got to think about this level difference between the two squads. August 12th are consistently 2, maybe even 3. Actually, Mystic is now 4 levels behind Bells on the contesting forward. You can tell Bells is just doing so much work getting consistent value, dribbling to themselves over and over again, just racking up that experience. Lyarri and Mystic are just really struggling to keep up right now.
Bells as well, 10 stacks on the Orb Dancer on Auten City. That is not what you want to see on any character, and especially on this Rasmus, who's continuing to basically just dance right around you, racking up all of that damage and then being able to get into position in order to send things back. Now it's the double KO as Vaughn's able to come up with one there. Megaverse, no, Garfield, you in first. Doesn't send it away there, and now it's the Trio Abusers on match point.
I mean, they've just scaled so much better for the late game. I feel like August 12th, their best opportunity to take a set was at the beginning when everyone had the same level of stagger, when everyone was at the same level. But at this point in the game, Vaughn and Bells are just able to rip through the health pool of Lyarri. It feels like almost effortlessly as that Omega level is put in. It's going to force out the core flip from Megaverse, but you're not going to have that ability again as Vaughn goes in for the attack.
Bells now staggered and will be forced to play a lot more defensively here, potentially giving a little bit more of the offensive advantage. But here comes YouAlreadyLose ahead of the Tofu Fortress with that energy boost and that fire up. Will already use it. Now Bells pulling this in. Death's touch coming through. Will get sent away by Megaverse even still. But once again, YouAlreadyLose there to collect the core once more. Now Vaughn up to Bells, still looking for this one, but no. Gigablast will go slightly wide, but Bells gets pulled back and now KO'd away. Power play opportunity here, but the log will interrupt things for a moment. The rocket doesn't connect with the core. Mystic still trying to dribble. No, it'll go right through. Crater coming out. Mystic forced to dodge. Now looking for this one. There's the Summer Assault out of YouAlreadyLose, but Bells comes right back online in time. And it just wasn't fast enough on the capitalizing opportunity for August 12th. Now again, forward. Lyarri looking for this one here. No, can't find it again. Just can't seem to find the angle yet. Looking for it once more. YouAlreadyLose somersault back. There's the Tofu Fortress, sends the core away, and it connects with the rocket after the pendulum swing from the clear from Megaverse. It's the Trio Abusers that take it in 3 sets.
What an incredible play to end off the game from Trio Abusers. What fantastic prediction from Vaughn on that Luna. I mean, there's no goalie in the world that is stopping what just happened right there. August 12th. They fought hard. They fought for a very long time, especially on that final round. But at the end of the day, Trio Abusers have a reputation to uphold here, Kbot. And that's exactly what we see from them.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's the 4-time, potentially soon-to-be 5-time winners of Vaudible's Primetime Tuesdays and menaces on the ranked ladder back in beta as they were. You see there, again, numbers all across the board incredibly high, but most notably the damage numbers for both Bells and Vaughn, both exceeding over 20,000. A large part of the reason why you see 10 KOs for the forward duo there versus only 2 KOs for the forward duo on the other side of the pitch. And that combined with the ability to continue dribbling is exactly one of the reasons why Bells is able to put those goals and continue to keep the pressure, sending those things back.
I did a little bit of math off screen here, Kbot, and Vaughn had more damage than Lyarri and Mystic combined in that game. That is some insane levels of disruption. You can tell that Mystic and Lyarri, especially in the late game in set 3, had a lot of trouble keeping up with the damage awakenings that they had taken. They were getting melted down incredibly quickly. And, I mean, a really great way to ensure that you have control of the core at all times is to pull the entire enemy team off the field. And Trio Abusers went down that route.
That's true, but let's just say, like, it's certainly a style that can work, not going for damage and trying to focus on more of those core opportunities, but I don't fully know if the Jakar and the Rasmus are the 2 characters to do it, right? A lot of the time, the Jakar is nice to interrupt things, it's nice to prevent your opponents from having core control, but not really used to control the core much himself. He's only got that shotgun that he can fire 2 or 3 times in some cases when he picks up a Primetime. So sometimes, that'll come in there, and we saw over the course of that, especially paired with the Rasmus there as well, where the Rasmus can do a lot of those core control sorts of things. Sometimes it doesn't fully play together. So I think just the combination there and just how much Bells and Vaughn were leaning into that damage KO mindset really didn't leave many other options for the positioning to come through out of August 12th. And so that's one of the things. But of course, the playstyle can work. Again, just wasn't enough to match up in this specific setting.
Yeah, not quite enough to match up, and as a result, Trio Abusers are going to move to 2-0 so far in the Swiss rounds. August 12th, they're going to move to 1-1, but there are still 3 rounds left before we get to the bracket. Plenty of time to bounce back and earn yourself a spot in that finals bracket. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, round 3 of Swiss, so don't go anywhere.